That's Mark Brissey, a Razorbacks commit, the top-ranked right-hander in Arkansas in the class of 2025, playing for Sticks Baseball's White Sox scout team. Mark, man, appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
The scouts talk about a real easy delivery out of you, but you're pumping it into the 90s. Tell me, what's that big point of emphasis for you as a pitcher right now in your development?
Yes, sir. I mean, I kind of just try and focus on mechanics more than anything. Just do what I know to do, and hopefully it'll get results, and hopefully it'll do what I can do.
How do you keep things repeatable? I mean, obviously when you're throwing as hard as you are, you guys can focus on velo and kind of just get away from just that, having that consistency. How do you keep that going?
Yes, sir. So I have a couple cues, like one-word cues that I keep in my head at all times. So separation, just hopefully getting my arm separated from my glove as fast as I can, and obviously get down the mound. That's kind of like a more simple one, and so just throw it after that.
This past high school season, through a no-hitter, you had 11 strikeouts. When you're in the middle of a performance like that, when do you know it's special? I've heard some guys say maybe they feel it in bullpen before the game. When did you know it was going to be a big day for you?
Yeah, well, before the game in the pen, I did not feel good. Felt like I was throwing slow. My off speed wasn't there. I didn't have any off speed for a strike. I was literally throwing, that's, in my opinion, a slow fastball, and I kind of get out there and it was working, and I kind of developed the curveball there in the third, fourth inning, and by the seventh, I looked up there with 2 outs and there was no hits, and I was like, oh my God. It felt like this was the worst day of my life, and I ended up throwing a no-hitter.
I know you've got the curve, you've got the change. What is the better secondary pitch?
I think the curveball's better. I like throwing the changeup more just because it's more fun to throw, and I think it could be more effective if I was more consistent with it. But I mean, the curveball's probably better, more effective.
When you look at the summer months like this, how do you approach it? And when you're in a high school season, the end goal was let's win a state championship. Right. When you're in this, you guys bounce from tournament to tournament. Obviously, you're looking to win those events, but right. From a personal standpoint, how do you approach the summer?
I mean, I approach it as do my job, and in summer, my job is to go win baseball games when I'm on the mound and affect the other team from not letting them hit the ball, basically. I mean, getting outs is my job, and that's what I'm here for, and that's what my goal to do throughout the summer is to get outs.
You've been committed to the Razorbacks for a long time now, but there's kids who are coming up in your same position who, because of these new NCAA rules, can't commit early. As someone who's had the benefit of doing that, how did it help you during your high school career so far to kind of not have that be a worry for you?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wasn't even aware of it until 2 or 3 weeks after it happened, but I mean, it didn't really change my mentality at all. I guess I was lucky for being able to commit as early as I did and do the things that I was able to do early, so that was lucky for me.
There's a lot of guys in this team you're playing with this summer who are Razorback commits. Tell me, being an in-state guy, what's the draw of being a part of that program?
I mean, my number one thing was fan base, his best fan base in the country. I saw a stat the other day on Instagram that they had better average attendance than the Oakland Athletics last year. I mean, fan base is everything for me, and obviously a winning program, everybody wants to win. So.
All right, you've talked a little bit about you as a pitcher, but we're going to see it in motion. I'm going to get you a ball and have you show us your grip.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah. Okay, so this is two-seam fastball. It's my main pitch right here. I focus on the middle finger of pressure point, and at the end I try to pronate just a little bit more off of this seam right here so it'll get some tail at the end. That's probably my best pitch, my favorite to throw, obviously. Circle changeup here. I go inside the seams just a little bit so I can rip off that seam to get down tail arm side run action. That's one of my favorite off-speed pitches, obviously. And then this is curveball. I go finger up because I can't throw a curveball for a strike with my fingers down, and that doesn't feel right. So I go finger up, just the normal 12-6 curveball grip, just like everybody else does.
Mark, man, thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. If you're not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all social media channels. You'll see so many more of the athletes that come here to show out.